I'm the second born amongst three girls and the only one who did engineering or who did science. And I love growth, right? Because of that, I love kids because they're going to grow. You have to nurture them in a certain way. I love kids. I like plants. I like the ocean. I love nature. I'm a nature lover and a nurturer,
So
instinctive.
my name is Boshana Najwa Plange. I'm the firstborn of two girls. Yes, and I I have passion for imparting knowledge into people, and I also have passion for research. So discovering new things, both in the lab or anywhere at all.
Okay. So our project, myself and my project partner here, we decided to solve period poverty, which is the inability of some girls to be able to afford sanitary, hygienic, sanitary towel or sanitary products to manage their menses during that period of time. And because of that, it affects their schooling, and then in effect also affects their health, and then also, so we realized that okay, if these sanitary products are expensive for these girls, what can we do as engineers? We're trying to solve a problem here. What can we do as engineers to try and maybe provide an alternative which is equally effective and then hygienic for these girls? So we looked around us, and we had a supervisor, Professor Kaufman. So we worked under Professor Kaufman. We looked around us to see certain local fibrous materials that we can use in here indigenously, so that the cost, at least those ones, can maybe provide the potential of a lower cost sanitary towel for these girls to be able to use. So we scouted a few fibrous materials, right? And then we tested them. And then we found out that these things you see lying down, really, you see them around all the time. They are waste materials. Actually, do have the potential of absorbing blood and could be used in this application. So that's what we did.
In solving this problem, we actually did quite a number of lab tests on all these fibrous materials that we found. So it wasn't just like we just got up and then we just found something lying around. Yes, we actually did a whole lot of research, and a whole lot of research went into it. We found certain materials, and then we decided to test all these materials, and then we chose which ones were actually best for solving this problem.
So this is just plain polythene bag, right? I'm just putting it here for cover. And this is tissue, just so that the demonstration we are going to have, you can see it for yourself and then tell. This is our prototype. It's not so nice as you see it, but then we'll still work on it. So I'm putting this on here, and then this is the Falcon tube, and it is 15 ml. So we are going to pour it onto our sample to check if it's going to stain or how much it can actually absorb. So first off, let me do this. For a sanitary towel, you have a top layer, something that comes into contact with the lady, and then you have a back sheet. Most of the time it's polythene, so that it stops the leakage or it stops any staining. Then you have the real thing inside it, right? So we have something inside it that does the real absorption. And in the commercially available ones, that's what you see is white. When a woman is menstruating or you see a sanitary towel, that's the white, and that's what does the job. And that's what has our material in there. So I'm going to demonstrate that our material can actually absorb to a point and not make you leak. So this is 15. And when the lady is menstruating, the blood doesn't just come all at once. So it comes bits by bit. So that's how we're going to do it. Right? You can see that it's spreading and it's absorbing at the same time. So I'm still going to pour. So this is 15 ml. So you're seeing 15 ml of blood, right? Now let's see if when I apply compressive force, assuming the lady is sitting, those are compressive forces. Let's see what's going to happen. So before then, this is it. Let's look. It's not staining, right? Now, assume the lady is sitting. As you can see, it's a bit dry, or it is dry in here. It's still dry as you can see it. So yeah, then that's what you have. Thank you.
I'm doing the challenge.
Okay. So 40, right?
Yes.
Okay, tell us briefly or a bit about some of the challenges that you are facing in scaling up your business.
Okay, so for this particular project, we've actually been at it from our final year project. We've been working on it for I think close to 2 years now. But the major challenge is getting publicity one, and also getting support. So we're not really getting the support that we need. So we actually need like investors to get involved and then actually help us um, get this establish this. It could actually even be like a whole business on its own here in Ghana, because we even have employment issues. So you can imagine having this as locally producing our own sanitary towels. That would be a big breakthrough, not just even for us in Ghana, but even in Africa as a whole. Yeah, so if we get the support that we need, I believe this would be a great project to help us here in Ghana and also in Africa.
This project is really interesting because the materials in there are exciting. They provide the option for biodegradability. The ones we use on the market, they do not degrade. They are made of super absorbent polymers. They don't degrade. Here in Ghana, we have sanitation issues. They are going to take years and years to degrade. Now, on top of that, when they are being shipped into the country, there's tax, and that's one of the problems that the government is also trying to solve by reducing the tax or even slashing it at once. Now, this can provide a better alternative because one, it can be made here in this country, providing jobs for people within that the locality that the factory or wherever the manufacturing site is going to be. Secondly, it would reduce the toll of environmental issues on yes, environmental issues in this country. Imagine every girl menstruates 12 months in a year. You menstruate 5 times in a month. You are using sanitary towel. You are changing it 3 times in a day. Can you imagine the effect you're having? The effect that we are having, because we also use commercially available ones. But I would love and really would appreciate if this could be manufactured here. I don't have so much problem. I could maybe even bury it into the sun, and it would degrade within the soil, right? I would have that worry a little bit of. And even some of us are a bit concerned about Sakawa people using used sanitary towels because they never degrade. So if I have this, I could easily bury it into the sand. It degrades at the back of my house. I would have that Sakawa thought all far away from me, right? And then we also did an analysis during our project, and it has the potential of being produced at a lower cost per unit compared to the commercially available ones. So this is a great idea. It would be really nice if it gets support, because many girls out there are losing out on education and therefore are losing out on their future. So if we could help support this project, that would be really nice. Okay. Okay. So as girls, we are grateful for this opportunity, and then we pray and hope that someone somewhere sees this, gets ignited by it, and then wants to also change the world and then add their mark or imprint their mark on this earth, especially in Ghana where we need to start solving problems on our own.
We actually hope this gets to the heart of someone watching this, and then they actually decide to invest in this project to help solve this period poverty, which is really an issue affecting girl child education. We really need to champion this project, and we really hope that we get as much support